Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the final word. It's the first time we've had to do one of these for it seems ages in the Premier League, and that's the way I like it, and that's the way I want it to be till we have to do the next one. We've got to talk about a defeat, and without getting ultimately very angry, which is what I feel generally when we get beat. That's not just a, do you know when people go, I feel dead angry when we get beat anyway, but then it subsides, and it already subsided actually by the time nearly like we'd scored the second goal. It was almost like I'd accepted we got beat because we were so bad in the first half that I'd almost accepted we got beaten. So we got beat by a very good side. In a very good, rich vein of form as well, playing at home, but still, Baz, we're here to carve it up like a dead carcass, because I still don't feel like we played at our best, and because we obviously didn't, and poor decisions were made.
I think the frustrating thing about the game yesterday was we just didn't play the way we could play. We didn't threaten them the way we know we can, and if we'd have gone at them and had 15 attempts at goal and they beat us 3-2, you'd feel a lot better. You'd go, fair enough. I think maybe what some people meant about yesterday was we kind of went back to like a typical Everton performance at one of those clubs where we don't really do much and we lose. It's like going down with the whimper.
We were negative, weren't we?
But I don't necessarily think, you know, people say like we're light years. Someone messaged me last night, he'll know he is watching this video. We're light years away from like the 6 clubs above us. We aren't light years away from them at all. You know, Liverpool, who people say they're miles ahead of us, got spanked by managerless Leicester last week and played the way they can against ours. So it will be like that. We haven't done that lately. We've been really consistent. It's just that the fine tuning we spoke about after Stoke and after Bournemouth and after Middlesbrough, that fine tuning was evident yesterday against a really strong and powerful side. That we do need players. We need a defence, and we need another centre forward.
Yeah. Well, look, here's about the team. What was picked?
We give them a helping hand.
But we did. I mean, I was shocked to see. I was shocked to see Gareth Barry. I really was. I just thought we'd. I thought we'd moved away from that. I thought certainly away from home, Gareth Barry wasn't an option anymore. You've got James McCarthy on the bench. Okay, I don't know if he's 100% fit, but we still got on the pitch Ross Barkley, Tom Davies, Schneiderlin, and Garner. What on earth do we need another one for? I've said this consistently over the last few weeks. Anyone's watching, just because we've got a real good set of centre midfielders doesn't mean we have to play them all. And for me, it just clogs up the team when we play them all. And Barry is just, he's too slow. He's too slow. And then all the other parts have to move round to fit round him because he's too slow. And this is what I don't understand. And I don't understand this about Koeman at times, the way he does this. I just don't see why you would bring him back. We're playing week to week at the moment. There's nothing else going on. Alright, he might have had a good week in training. I don't care. He's not good enough for away games against top sides. He's just not. We've seen what happened to Chelsea. He got destroyed. He got destroyed yesterday. And it's not because he's not a good player. It's because he's 36. It's because he's never been a mobile player in his life anyway. He's been a certain kind of player who's a good player. He's got a good touch. He's got a good pass. He can see things, but seeing things isn't enough. If you haven't got the legs and you're getting chased around by people like Dembele, then I'm sorry, but your time's up. And I think that's one of the issues with this team at the moment, is finding that blend in centre midfield, which of course it's going to happen, but he doesn't have to muddy the waters. We've got enough to worry about. Well, not worry about, but we've got enough to think about. Thinking, where does Tom Davies and Ross Barkley fit in with Schneiderlin and Garner? For me, Schneiderlin and Garner, like Dembele and Wanyama have at Tottenham, they should be the staples. They should be the two players in our centre midfield that the team is built round. One is got energy and purpose, can get around the pitch. The other one in Sneijderlin has got good vision, he's a good passer, he can control the tempo of a game. Those to me are the two players that everyone else should fit round. And by throwing Gareth Barry in there, you've suddenly, for me, you're creating a problem that you just don't have to create.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of the Middlesbrough game when Garner come back his first game and he didn't know where to run because Sneijderlin was, and it was really awkward, and he ended up getting dragged off because he was really poor. And then the first 15 minutes last week against Sunderland was similar. They were running into each other, and then Garner kind of went, he does that job, so I may as well get myself out of there. Gareth Barry came in yesterday and Sneijderlin was like, a couple of times they were both on the ball. They were both in that area where the ball wasn't a 2-yard space. And Gareth Barry can't get around the pitch. We've seen it, and we'll come on to it in a minute, but there was a key moment in that game that showed you that his legs are gone. Why put him in there? Like you said, we've already got Davies, we've got Ross Barkley in there, we've got 4 midfield players in there. You know, it was the right call not to play Lookman. It was 100% the right call not to play Lookman. Kevin Morales, I think, you know what I'm like about Kevin Morales, but sometimes players, he scored 2 great goals there the last couple of games. Why wouldn't you? They're the kind of things that players buy into, and Spurs thinking he always does well against us. He might have played.
And they've sniffed down them a couple of times because of that reason.
He's got the ability, or he could have gone and put Valencia and said, you know what, Ben Davies is playing, he's not the first choice. Give Rom a little bit, get up there, just make a nuisance of yourself, give us an outlet. He could have done that, and he didn't. He went with what I consider the most negative sub he could have. I think the McCarthy thing, I would have played if he was going to do that.
With 3 at the back, though.
Midfield. Well, of course. Well, listen, we stumbled upon 3 at the back, and it got us on this run. And in the last few weeks, he's gone back to 4 at the back. And I'll be honest with you, we haven't looked convincing in the slightest. We had 3 at the back against Manchester City. We went mustard. Yeah. We really were. We looked like a top team. We went to Palace with 3 at the back, beat them comfortably. Absolutely brilliant. 4 at the back against Bournemouth, an absolute show. 3-2, brings Holgate on, goes 3 at the back. We go bang bang, goal. Because our 2 full-backs, Baines has lost his pace. Still a really good footballer, but Baines has lost his pace. Coleman's best attributes are running up and down the line. So you're meaning with the 4, Baines doesn't want to go too far down the line because he knows that he can't get back. Seamus Coleman isn't great defensively.
But he spends half of his time in the opposition half anyway.
But that's it, but then he's thinking, hang on, there's no one coming across here. So you're kind of just hindering all of these parts, and against a really top side, and they are, Spurs, okay, they're not the very top, because that's Chelsea, but for me, they're the second best side in it, because they're the biggest, most powerful team you will see. We just give them a helping hand by going, we'll play someone who isn't very mobile in there.
And but not only that,
and bunched everything up.
That's it. It's not only Gareth Barry. You can't say it's all. But of course. We've seen this in other games.
A key element.
The centre midfield is so packed. There's nowhere to go, and then there's no width. And it just stops what we do really well when we get the ball out wide and we start using the options. I mean, we don't always have to get it out wide, but as long as we've got someone flying down there, it drags people away, and there's no space. There's no space in there, and I just thought.
The game I was watching, Lee Dick, I couldn't have Sky, and you've got Redknapp and Soon. Yeah, that real impartialness of Redknapp and Soon as 2 of the most bitterest men that's ever walked the planet, commentating on an Everton game, and both ex-Spurs, by the way. I had NBC on, Lee Dixon saying this. Lee Dixon was like, why is Gareth Barry in this team? You know, because it's stopping Everton being more expansive. Ross Barkley, who I thought was our best player, was trying to get us through the game, but he was playing as a striker, and you're going. But second half, when he dropped back, that was when he started influencing the game. And I just think when you're up against an opposition who's as good as they are in that area, that fulcrum of players with Dele Alli at the forefront of it, they're all nice interchangeable players. Harry Kane's never going to run you because you're not fast enough to run you, and that's why he was dropping off, because he knew he couldn't get in behind, which is mad because our 2 centre halves running on quicksand, aren't they? But what we should have done better was use the channels more and took the midfield out of it.
There's times as well where you could have got it up to Rom into those channels, but no one was offering. For me, I think if you're not, I think there could have been an argument there where Ross could have just dropped into centre midfield a little bit. Davies could have been the man closest next to Rom, because he was the one who wanted to break forward.
Yeah, he did.
And he's starting, you're seeing that little bit more out of him now. He's starting to trying to get past Rom, which is exactly what we want. But I just thought, I just thought it was silly.
It's not all on Gareth Barry, but if you're going up against the top side, there can be no one who isn't as fit as the next player. Everyone's got to be a master.
Not even about fitness either, is it?
No, but fitness in terms of speed and being able to get.
But you know, it was one of them as well. We sort of kept them at arm's length for the first 20 odd minutes or so, a little bit like the Chelsea game, and I think we'd had a little bit of a warning. Davies picked the ball up on the left and cut inside, and ironically enough, Gareth Barry snuffed it out just before he got the shot off. But then Kane does the same thing a little bit later on. He comes off Williams, and there's not really anything Williams can do. He has to let him come off him. But it's the way he's allowed to turn and then just stroll 5 or 6 yards. Barry's shaping us in to say, well, if he passes over there, and someone has got to, I hate that. I hate this side. It's like everyone's doing the job. No, they're not. Because why isn't anyone trying to get the player with the ball? The most important thing on the pitch, the ball. Right?
And the most dangerous.
Yeah, they're most dangerous. Why isn't someone pressing him straight away? Barry's like that. I don't know whether he thinks, well, if I go, he'll leave me, so I'm just going to wait. And before you know it, the lad's got a shot off. Okay, I mean, we can criticise Joel. I don't think his starting position was too good, and actually when the ball goes past him, it's sort of around the area his hand is. You just think, well, you should have really saved that, whether it be one hand or two hands. But it's that initial thing, it's that idea that he's allowed to turn, get into space and walk 5 or 6 yards without anyone just even trying, without him having to try and skip past anyone. You know, even if someone presses him when he skips past them, and that gives someone else an opportunity to get over. And that's not good enough. That's just not good enough, and that's the thing I say. It's down to Barry. Barry can see that, but it's almost like, well, there's nothing he can do. You're almost like frozen in the moment. There's nothing he can do about it. And before you know, you're 1-0 down at one of the toughest places in the Premier League to score a goal. And it's out of nothing. It's out of just nothing.
That's the most frustrating thing, is we'd gone, I think they scored in the 20th minute, didn't he, whatever. We'd gone, the game was just starting to peter out a little bit, and you were like we've kind of...
Quiet.
That was it.
So quiet.
Even the commentators on the game was saying Everton are very quiet in the crowd. It wasn't silent, but it was calm. And we were kind of coping with it then, and they were getting a bit... And hence why Harry Kane came out wide, because he was getting no joy. Gareth Barry starts to go. He moves towards him, and then runs away as if he's... It was Wanyama behind him.
His body shape is he wants to go that way.
He wants to go the other way. Just go tight to him. Get there, get out quickly and stop it. If he pops it off and runs, someone else has to pick him up. But he doesn't. He allows him to get his shape out. And Kane, it's a good shot, but Robles has got to do better. And you're 1-0 down and you're thinking, these haven't really done much and they're winning 1-0. And we've allowed them a cheap goal, because we haven't got out and done something that's very basic. Go and stop the shot or the cross. We've left it. It's ended up in our net. And like you said, we had the mountain to climb.
Our time for me was the time you go. You take a good, hard look at it and go, right, I'm making a big... It wasn't even a big decision. Let's make a decision, right? Let's make a change. Gareth Barry, come off me. You've had a bit of a stinker there. Like he would if it was Ross, you know, or like he did when if it was Davies, or he'd done it with McCarthy. And he didn't, he left him on. I'm thinking, 1-0 down, get McCarthy on. At least
get some energy in there.
Yeah, at least if you want to keep the way we're playing going, because you think something's going to come of it, get a bit of energy in the midfield at least. Start pressing. At least do that for the good of what... In his head, he's come up with a formation and tactics and probably thought, right, this will work. But get the energy in there at least.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was either... He could have gone to 3 at the back at half time and matched up with them. Yeah. He could have gone like, well, we'll do what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, go to put Mason Holgate on, take Barry off, 3 at the back. We had enough players who could have just dropped into those positions. Or like you say, go like for like again and put James McCarthy on and say to James McCarthy, go and press them when they've got the ball, inject that bit of energy. Garner will follow because you're doing it.
Yeah.
And then Schneiderlin can just patrol in front of the back four and start dictating the play. And he didn't, he left it, and it was... Even if he left it 5 minutes and went, shake the first 5 minutes if there's any change. And there wasn't any change, it was just, they had the ball again.
He should have made the change. And I know we can sit here going, he should have made the change before they scored. but he really should have. Like,
there was 57 minutes.
There was a good 10 minutes opportunity there to look at it and go, I've looked at it, it's nothing's happening, I need to make a change, and he didn't. And we moaned a lot about this under Mahrez, and not you know, not sort of relating the two, but it's important that you make the distinction that we did moan about this a lot, that not making those subs when you're still effectively in the game. But we didn't, and we just let them come on, and they got it in the worst possible way, and that's what makes it worse. And the ball goes back to Joel. He gives the ball to Sneijder, and I think people got a lot of people are very quick to blame Joel for something. He should be blamed, but people were blaming him for almost the wrong thing. Joel gives the ball to Sneijder, but Sneijder wants the ball. Sneijder, his body shape, he's dropped off, he's come for it, he asked for it, and then they're right in him straight away. Ashley Williams, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I mean, first of all, he's standing too close to Sneijder because he doesn't even know what's going on.
No, because the ball's gone back to your keeper, and he's got a man on him, Ashley Williams. So they're just jogging away. Yeah. He's just followed the run because it's Kyle Walker, if you remember, running down the wing and knocks it in. Joel takes it. So Williams is tight with a man. So they're walking away. Schneiderlin's giving it all that. However, when you're past that ball, you've got to take it half cock. Yeah. You can't take it with your back to goal. Remember Osman doing it in the Sunderland game and ended up.
I remember Gareth Barry doing it loads in the second half, second season,
losing the ball. So it's played in, and he's too square. He's not half cock, so he can't see what's coming. Yeah. He takes that touch, and all of a sudden it's bumped as a player. Then he just pokes it off, and Ashley Williams isn't ready because he's not expecting to roll it to him because there's a top. Dele Alli is stood by Ashley Williams and gets a foot in. It's just really poor. Joel shouldn't be giving him it. No. And I know, and he should have been going to Schneiderlin. You're under pressure, go away. And that's Joel's error. But Schneiderlin, when it's come to him, he should know someone. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the glant? You taught that as well, have a little look for you. And if it comes and he sees someone, just welly it out.
I think at times Schneiderlin plays a little bit like that though, doesn't he?
He does.
He likes that. We've talked about this, about how he likes to create those angles, and we've been praised him for it, because what he does is he sucks people in and creates angles for our players to they're away then. And maybe he's done that because Williams is in that space that he needs to run into, or he needs to give it. But Joel shouldn't be giving him the ball. Joel should be.
He's his eyes, isn't he?
Joel should know that he's got a player right behind him and should be like, listen, no, we're 1-0 down.
Just keep it, yeah.
Let's go long, or let's settle it down. Let's start again. But to be fair, that's something Joel actually did that a lot last season when he came in. Tim Howard was continually giving it to the fullbacks, and we were all like, "What are you doing?" And Joel came in and was just like, "No, I'm knocking it long." And that was one of the things we praised him for a lot last season. We were saying he's actually going. He almost felt like he was going against what the manager wanted, but it was in-game management. It was good. It was clever. It was using his brain. Midfielders were dropping off and asking him, he's like, no, you've got to play it. I don't give him monkeys. And that's what he should have done yesterday. The pass, I can't fault him for giving him Schneiderlin the ball. That's not the mistake, as I say. The mistake is, well, I am, but you know what I mean? The pass is a good pass.
He shouldn't, yeah. It wasn't like he gave him a dodgy ball, but he shouldn't have given the ball. And that's the fact. And Schneiderlin should have been aware.
And but we're 2-0 down to 2 goals that were just so easily preventable. And you're thinking, well, we're nothing. Anything in the game's gone, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's just, you can't afford when you're playing teams in the top.
Then we make the change.
Yeah, then we made the change. But you can't afford to give teams certainly team who's in second place, who hasn't lost a home game all season and conceded 5 goals. You can't afford to give them goals. Make them in goals, and then I'll stand up and go, that was a good goal. I mean, I've seen people going, oh, Kane's goal was amazing. I didn't think it was amazing. I thought it was easily preventable. Yeah. The strike's a decect strike.
Go out and get tight.
But I don't sit there and go, what a wonderful...
You can always pick holes in goals all the time. Of course you can. Do you know what I mean? You can say the defending should be better. But the Harry Kane thing is you stop him shooting. He hit one last year against us, a good or something, about 30 yards at the inside of the post. No one closing down.
But he even said after the game, well, practice them. And he does, probably practice them all day.
Well, he will.
He's a professional footballer.
But that's what your centre forwards should do then.
So we're 2-0 down, and as you say, we make the changes. Morales comes on, McCarthy comes on, Tom Davies goes off. Obviously, Gareth Barry goes off as well. And straight away, there's a change, isn't it? You can see a change. Morales wants to get forward, that's the only thing he wants to do. McCarthy gives the impetus. Now, yeah, of course, they've took the foot off the pedal a little bit to take Dembele off. But suddenly you can see there's more energy. So Seamus Coleman instantly thinks, I can get forward. All right, of course, with 2-0 down, you can take a few more risks. But I don't know, maybe they think, well, I can go a bit further forward now because McCarthy's on. He's got more legs. It's as simple as that. He can get back. Players are starting to break forward. Morales is starting to break forward. Suddenly you're seeing someone within 5 yards of Rom. Rom's dropping a little bit deeper and getting the ball because he knows that there's players prepared to go past him now. And that's all Ron wants, I think. He just wants to drop off, get the ball, and if he knows there's someone gone past him, then he's happy with that because he can pop it off and get in the box and things will start to happen. And they did start to happen. And that's the most frustrating thing. That could have happened at 1-0. And I know, again, it's fine margins, but like we said, there was warning signs that they were going to get the second goal. And as a manager, I know it's you get the stick and twist. You could have brought subs on, opened the game up a little bit, and they could have gone. Of course, they could have, but no one. I don't think anyone looking at the game. There's times in games where I look at it and I think to myself, well, 1-0 down, but this is actually still quite close. So let's not throw at the kitchen sink. Let's keep doing what we're doing. But yesterday wasn't one of those games. We were getting fucking battered. So you just think, let's have a go.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed again. We made the error, then we make the change, then we make a little bit of an impression in the game. But even that, I mean, let's be honest, we still didn't cause them that many problems. We had a shot from Ross, a nice little 1-2, and he slipped. He almost got Coleman in with a nice little slide through the ball, some nice football. Coleman clips it across and Lloris takes it. It was too little too late. And it's just frustrating because we could have caused them danger, problems. We caused them at opening day. We should have had that game wrapped up the opening day until they equalised and then they could have won it. So it was just frustrating and, we get the goal, we get back in it. It's a nice goal as well, to be fair. Kevin Morales does really well. I think the ball, it's McCarthy plays it out to him and lovely touch comes inside. And just that, someone wanting to play a forward pass, Ron does really well. And I know you love the fact that he shoves for Tonga.
But he does, doesn't he? He's brilliant centre forward play. Don't see that enough from him.
And dispatched right in the corner.
Exactly. It's a great little goal. And
to finally break the record.
But what it shows you is, I know what you're saying, it was a little bit too late, but we started getting just a little bit of momentum, and what we did was we turned the game round. Yeah. We started saying, well, we've been there ourselves.
Yeah. We've been 2-0 up and thinking, easy this, God, and they bang, with 2-1, and you go, hang on a sec, it's switchy.
But we started to play in their half. That was the difference. We started to play in their half, and we deserved the goal because we changed it and started playing in their half. And I'd say, well, it's a lovely goal. Morales is
the first touch is lovely.
Does what you want him to do as when he comes in that position. And I say, but I love it's a lovely goal from Lukaku. That scraps all day.
Nice and measured, the finish as well.
First time he gets a chance, he puts it in the bottom corner. Didn't snatch at it, took it really well. He broke the record, and
then he has another shot a couple of minutes later. The fleck, that could have gone anyway. We had 4 men in the box there as well. It could have ricocheted.
But then, we got
we have Valencia.
We get Valencia on. We got the chance where again it's a long ball forward, but it shows what the difference with having 2 men. You think about it, right? If that ball comes forward, all right. If that ball doesn't come forward because Rom's on his own, then suddenly you've got to take 10 passes to get the ball.
Well, it would have come forward because Ashley Williams just clears it because he's under pressure. He hits it, but Rom is able to just win it, and we're in on goal. For all of them, this is what you should drive me mad about Martinez's team. For the 141 passes to get from our edge of the penalty area to theirs, Ashley Williams whacks it, Rom heads it on, and Valencia's on the edge of their
gambles,
box. He's on the edge of their penalty area in two passes.
And that could have gone anywhere.
Again, that's a bit bad, misfortune. That could have.
A different bounce, and it's a different bounce, and it's 2-2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Out of nothing, and wouldn't have deserved it. But
No.
you don't know. It doesn't. That's not football. You don't always get what you deserve, or sometimes you get what you don't deserve. It's that's football, isn't it? But yeah, but that's the annoying thing, isn't it? And this is what I mean. I like Koeman, but I'm not going to sit here and just blow smoke up his ass every week if I can see things. And I've said it for weeks. He just at times he goes to places and changes the style far too much for the opposition. Now I understand it, like at a game like Tottenham, we sat here when we picked the team the other day and we said, well, we will go with we fancied the idea of McCarthy being in there, Guy and Snyder, and playing 3 at the back and 2 wing backs, and for us that was a solid midfield with width somewhere around Rom, and it was a bit of everything. But Sunday was we picked Gareth Barry, for fuck's sake. Who picks Gareth Barry?
It was a 4-5-1, wasn't it? He might say it was,
well, it was a Christmas tea on paper, wasn't it?
Well, he said that. Rubbish 4-3-3. But yeah, you know, having someone up there with Rom, and it could have been 2-2, and you're thinking, these are rocking here, because they were nervous, because they've been so far ahead in the game, and all of a sudden it's 2-1. We've had a couple of half chances, then a long punt down the pitch, and we give a free kick. Now, I'm not so sure it's a free kick. Jansen's giving it out. Williams gives him it back. And Michael Oliver, he may as well have just had the Spurs shirt on, because every 50-50 he gave them away.
He did.
He wasn't terrible,
no,
but every 50-50 he gave them.
Every bounce of the ball.
Dele Alli and all that, diving over. And he gives them a free kick in a dangerous position. And then you've got Leighton Baines and Morgan Schneiderlin. Now, Dele Alli walks between the two of them, and not one of them. He's dangerous, he's a live wire. Not one of them looks and goes or shouts to each other, he's here. Yeah. And it's a quick ball by Winks. It's a clever ball.
It's a great ball, and it's a great run. It's a great run. It's a lovely finish. You've got to give him that. I don't know, it might be mental fatigue, it might be...
Ped.
No, I know, but what I mean by mental fatigue is almost like you've took your eye off the ball because you're so desperate for the next one.
What you've got to think there...
It's shite defending.
No, it is.
Isn't it? Let's just be honest.
But what I'm trying to say to you is, there was still 3 minutes left or something, and it was 2-1.
Yeah.
So you've got to stay... If it's 2-0, and you're a bit tired, and he goes, bang,
first issue is, who's not standing on the ball?
Yeah, well...
So you learn that when you're that high.
You learn that when you learn to close a ball.
Stand on the ball and don't let him have the quick free kick.
He plays the ball in and it's 3-1, and you go, just gifted them another goal. It's as lovely as a goal as it was, a nice finish. We just let them, a professional footballer, have a look and go, yeah, I'll have, and just clip it in, and it's 3-1.
Yeah.
And then they done something that only Everton could do, which is go like that. We put the game to bed, lads, and then give a free kick away.
Free kick. And to be fair, it's a great free kick by Ross.
Yeah.
Puts it in there. And fair play Valencia, he gets himself in the area. He's always on the run. And it's a lovely little finish. You know, he keeps it down well. And it's 3-2, and you're just thinking, is
there another chance? Yeah.
We've done it before, David Nunsworth. And you're thinking, can we do it? But we couldn't. No, and we didn't deserve to at the end of the day. And we got probably more than we deserved out the game. You know, a couple of goals, and I'm not...
I mean, 3-2 makes it sound like we were in it, and we weren't in it, were we? We really weren't in it. So.
Remember when we were 2-1 up in the last minute?
Remember? 89th minute, Darren Kasky.
Oh, we got beat 3-2.
Got beat 3-2.
No, it's disappointing because, as I say, we've gone there, gotten beat 3-2. And I look at it and just think to myself...
Last away game we lost was 3-2, wasn't it?
I sit there and just think to myself... we were 2-2. Oh, the last time
game we lost. Watford 3-2. Yeah.
I just sit there and think to myself, we haven't done ourselves any justice today.
No.
You know,
that's the most disappointing thing for me.
Yeah.
The defeat, like I said, the defeat is the defeat. You lose games in football. Doesn't matter how good you are, you will lose games. But what's really disappointing, and it's almost like Anfield syndrome.
Yeah.
I know every time we go to Anfield, we might be in a good bit of form, and you go, we'll do this today, and then you watch this team come out and not do anything that it's good at, and you go, it isn't just because they're boss, because Spurs are boss, but that doesn't stop us being able to pass a ball or create.
As I said, for me that's come from the manager though, because he's just as I say, I've got no problem with them going there and saying we're going to play with 3 holding midfield or 5 holding midfielders or whatever. But don't make one of them Gareth Barry. Please don't make one of them Gareth, because he's not a witch hunt.
I think he'll look at that. He said himself he's learnt more stuff and we get back to the drawing room. We've got 2 home games now. We've got West Brom and we've got Hull. And if we win those 2, we're on 50 points, you know, and you look and go, right, what's our next target then? I mean, I was doing, as you know, was best man over the weekend. On Friday night, I was sitting there going through the Everton games and thinking, well, we've got 6.
As you do.
Well, trying to take his mind off it because he was flapping. 6 home games. 5 are very winnable, and the other one's Chelsea, but the other one will be Chelsea when they're champions. So I think that 6 winnable for me, right? I think it'll be 6 winnable. Yeah. But if we won 5 and drew 1, that's 60 points. And then I think we can win at Watford and West Ham and Swansea. So that's 66 points.
It's not put too much stake on this.
No, but I'm saying, so that could could be 66 points, and that's then taking defeat at Spurs, Liverpool, United, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Right, 4 defeats out of that. You know, you're 66 points. You're doing very well. But the big bonus from Saturday was West Brom. You know, no one would have said West Brom would get beat by Palace the way they've been playing.
I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, we can still get to.
And United are on to Bournemouth. You'd have gone 5.
We can still get to. Obviously, we can still get to 6th and stuff. I'm not writing it off. And as I said, that what I want to do is I want to secure 7th place and hopefully that be Europa, and then anything else is a bonus as this team grows. And
the manager's in his first season. He's been here, you know, since the summer. We're heading toward. We're in 7th place. We're probably in the right position where we should be for what's gone on. Yeah. It's upward trajectory. To
be honest, I don't know whether I'm more disappointed that with the starting lineup and how we've started.
Yeah.
Or that he didn't make the sub. I don't know which one I'm more disappointed.
I think I'm more disappointed with the starting lineup because I think we should. I think we should set our stall up.
But I think with that though, you go back to the West Brom game, and you go back to the Sunderland game, and
we corrected it.
You corrected it, and then you go.
Put it this way, I wouldn't say I was amazed because it's football, nothing amazes you, does it? But I would say I was very, very surprised that Gareth Barry came out for the second half. I was surprised that he didn't change it at half time, but he might sit here and go, well, it was 1-0 and we were still in it.
I was very surprised Alcaraz came on for the second half in the Ukraine, but it still did. He still did. In fact, I think he probably finished. Did he finish that game?
Probably. Yeah, he did, because John Stones. That was hashtag Stones, remember? Someone put a hashtag on Goodison, remember that?
Yeah.
He took the time to spray paint
the most meta piece of graffiti
a hashtag ever with Stones on the side of Goodison. I mean, you've gone there with your spray can.
I haven't got. Whoa!
Not you.
Whoa!
Not you. Put yourself.
Was it me on it?
Put yourself in the Perp shoes. He's gone there with the spray
can. My hashtag is nothing like that hashtag.
He's gone there with the spray can and thought it's the right decision to hashtag the word Stones on the side of Goodison Park.
Don't need to happen.
You know what I mean? It's incredible.
Very meta, very incredible. Very millennial, isn't it?
Loving it,
he's lazy millennial.
Anyway, we move on now.
We do. It's done. It's over.
West Brom Saturday.
We move on to West Brom.
Let us get beat by West Brom. There will be fumination.
Fumination in the nation with a hashtag.
With a hashtag, yeah. Hashtag fumination.
Hashtag fumination. Let us know what you think in the comments about this game. Yeah. It was disappointing, wasn't it?
Best team won.
Very disappointing. Yeah.
Can't say him anymore. The best.
No, I know. No, very good side. You look at Spurs and you think
that's where we need to get there. They're quite similar to us in the fact that they've only got Harry Kane, haven't they? Like we've only got Romelu Lukaku. It's just that they're just a bit more physically stronger.
Well, they've got Dele Alli as well. To be fair.
Got Ross Barkley. I know,
but I don't think he scored as many goals as Dele Alli. No.
Dele Alli will never create the chances Barkley does.
Let us know in the comments what you think of the game. And there you go.
Don't be down.
I'm not down. I'm not down.
1 defeat in 10.
It is. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. See you later.